Ron Patel, comic book movie. Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How
Hey,
are
doing
you?
well. How are you?
Um, well, I love the film, obviously. And it's such a cool film, and you guys stand out not only because you guys are twins, but because I remember, I think one of you starred on The Office and one of you was on The League, and then so I remember, you can't forget anyone on The Office, so that's fun. But so I wanted to get started by you guys get to act opposite the Batman and Bruce Wayne, Robert
Mm,
Pattinson. So like, was there a different energy when you're playing those two different scenes, or was it like you had built sort of a rapport with one another that it made it a little easier?
I mean, that's a good question. So we're kind of there when we were reading this. The process of getting this project was doing a lot of auditions from the French Connection. So there's clearly this like gritty crime thing. As we read the screenplay, we're there working with the Penguin, working with the Falcone crime family. So we always kind of have the same job to do. But it was interesting to see the difference between Batman, which is one of the first scenes we shot, to see Rob. I mean, Rob's like maybe 6'3", just huge, imposing guy. And
And the
we're
suit,
not afraid of
especially.
him. We're not afraid of him because, we're untouchable. And then we get our asses beat. And then to see Bruce show up, who's this kind of wounded, almost shrunken, reclusive. There's such a difference between the two. And I thought Rob um, really brought a special interpretation of this character. And in that there's so much room moving forward, and I can't speak to the sequels or anything like that, but to see Bruce develop into maybe the kind of playboy billionaire we all know. But I love where we start in this, and I remember being surprised when he showed up as Bruce, just because it was really like, who is this guy? And then he says, I'm Bruce, and we're like, wait, this is Bruce Wayne, the billionaire? The hell? What's he doing here?
Awesome.
He's
And
just
yeah, and you guys bring a little levity to a scene that or movie that doesn't have a lot of levity. But so like since you guys are brothers, you guys obviously have like this great chemistry and rapport with one another where you guys are, I have a brother too, so like you're joking around, you're doing all you have like a different like shorthand. So like when you guys are in a scene together, are you guys doing anything particular that helps make it easier for one another, or even like it's a serious work environment, but like even like making the other guy's job a little more difficult, bringing something the best out of one another?
yeah. It's what's really fun and special about working with Max. We get to kind of don't get me wrong, we fight sometimes too, but we get to really kind of be there for each other, and if one of us wants to try something, the other one can kind of quickly adapt to be complementary in that scenario. I remember, you do so many takes in a movie of this scale, and I remember even that scene where the Batman where Rob as Batman shows up at the door the first time. We're kind of like playing with each other on camera in a way that I'm not sure I could do with another actor. So it is kind of fun and strange to see the final result on screen, because you go, oh, it felt that way when we were working together. If that makes any sense.
Awesome. And so like you guys leave your mark in your few scenes, but like did you guys ever have anything, because it's such a long movie, but like was there anything that was cut where you guys were a part of, or
We were Colin Farrell's shadow in the movie. We are holding umbrellas, we are pulling
oh
guns, we are in the deep background. Of course it makes sense. Stuff has to go on the cutting room floor, and you're trying to track the story, right? But we
yeah.
were omnipresent in those action sequences.
You don't
Maybe
see us in the final cut, but we're at one
in the
point we were
car
like
and the Maserati and
firing
stuff.
guns off. Yeah.
But it was so fun to shoot,
Awesome.
so it was totally worth it.
Awesome. So yeah, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but like what was your experience like working with Matt Reeves, and like have you heard anything about whether you guys could be back for a sequel?
So
Well, we wouldn't be able to tell you,
couldn't tell you.
but
Wish we could. But working with Matt was it's one thing to work with a super talented director. It's quite another to work with a super talented director who's been obsessed with Batman since he was a little kid, because he brought so much passion and joy to every single day he was on set. I mean, he could act out every scene himself, and you could probably watch that movie because he just loves this story and loved everything about the project. So it was infectious. And I remember there were a couple times whenever you're making a film, you go, well, what's this going to look like at the end? I really have to trust the director. And I remember watching the Batman in one of the early screenings and just being like overwhelmed with how cinematic and beautiful it was. So I'm actually stoked because I think the Blu-ray 4K comes out May 24th. So this is a movie I've seen 3 times already. If you missed it in theaters, tough luck. Hopefully it comes back. You messed up. But I can't wait to watch this at home again because the level of detail is just, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, I loved it. I actually loved the third time I saw it the most because you just really get to appreciate Matt's filmmaking. And you know, the contributions of all of the departments and the acting, but you get to see it as a film because you're not kind of clenched about like, oh my God, I'm watching the Batman. It's a great film. So to be a part of it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much. It's such an excellent film. This and Top Gun, so many great movies out right now. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.